Hello, Commander.
Options. They couldn't really. They were so tunneled in on that spot. It was just.
The map also didn't give them.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't
That's
that
true.
many other. I think it was pretty much a battle map, and so yeah.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I've had a chance to consume, and now that I have calories in my system, I can talk better. You thought you were done with me, chat. Nay, I say. Not only do I exude big horse energy, but I can hit my own soundtrack, and we can watch this game in live reality. And now I actually have it with the right aspect ratio, so that way I'm not fucking around with it for too much. Alright. Pogfish, PogCG, or Pogfish as I'm gonna call them because that's the Pogfish logo, versus Eclipse. We're here on Wolverine halfback, okay. Yeah, observation's gonna be super strong on this map. Just look at its position as well as how close it is not only to bomb, but to ruins with that power. Pit's more or less there for emotional support, so it can be kind of written off unless you're gonna have one guy with like an auto shot or something crazy sitting there. 2 mollies already on Drazi. That's pretty nice. We have the audio. Yeah, it's there. It's just taking a second to actually get going. So we're good there. We're good there. All right. A wall charge. Okay. I like this. So they're going to commit 2 breaches. I don't recall. I wasn't really paying full attention to the first match if they actually committed a wall charge or a breach charge, excuse me, for the first round. Because if they do, then we have to assume that the third round they will not have a charge to use. What I'd really like to know though, auto shotty and mop on Eclipse here for this one. So that's a big deal. That is all of the power weapons. So if the defenders lose this round, they will have no power weapons for the next, the third round, which that's a huge gamble. We'll have to see. Wall charge. Do we have NVGs? No NVGs. So they're going to use the wall charge, but they're not going to be potentially risking power. Only 2 Molotovs and like very few barbed wires they are clearing. I love this from the defenders. That's so important to use because that means that the attackers cannot see this anymore. Very big deal. Very big deal. Here come the attackers though. And why are we... No. Bring me back to the observation. Bring me back to observation, damn you. Oh, did he get? Oh, he tagged Lind. And this push is going kind of rough. Defenders are struggling to get... They get in, but where's that wall chart that they were promised? Great flashbang. I don't know if that actually hit the auto chart or the auto shotty, but auto shotty's still sitting in that corner. Attackers are slowly making way through. No, observation has been cleared. That's it. So now it's just these 2 guys on beach. So Pogfish himself needs to be extremely careful with that saber. He does kill the guy with mop. Marbles is dead on perch, so he's good there. But Lind is basically his saving grace. He needs to guarantee that Lind stays alive, or else he could get really screwed. No, Lind goes down anyways. One saber. And he's trapped. He has to commit to this push now. He cannot back up. So if he dies, this saber will be lost for the third round.
Did they get the wall charge? I don't see it.
He's looking desperately, but I mean, really, it's just up to the defenders just to hold on just a little bit longer. Where that hero tag is kind of spooking me. It's like, where is that? I think he's like just in that corner, next to that rock. But this barbed wire must be making so much noise, just letting him know exactly where Pogfish is. Now, the question is, can the defenders A, kill him, and then B, oh my god, they've got line of sight on him. Oh, they've got line of sight on him. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. 25 seconds left. They've got crazy angles. Can they recover the mop, though? That's the big ticket item. If the defenders can recover the mop, not only will... Okay, yeah, it's a saber save. I mean, understandably, they don't want to risk the saber. Ooh, god, that was close. Okay, 2 down. Hang on. It's not over just yet. Ooh, 7 HP. Oh, he re-peaks, though. Oh, no. And the auto shotty clacker, do they get the mop? That's the real question. They're looking. They don't know about it. Marbles is calling for it. 7 seconds. Yeah, they got it. All right. So they got the saber, or excuse me, they got the mop. They got the ammo for the mop. That's big. Can they? Oh, they can't pick up the saber though. But honestly, as the defender, that's fine because that means the defenders don't have saber. I think we're going to factory as the next match. So like That's crazy. Going into Factory without Saber is crazy as the attackers, because, I mean, Factory is like, it's going to be wide open. Depending on which variant of it you get, that could be even worse, but like, dang, son, that sucks. That really sucks. Well, let's see what the casters got for us. Oh, never mind. We're going to go right into it. Okay, so, yeah, look, I mean, look at this, like, wow. Okay, there's the call. And now, do the defenders, like, happen to sniff that out? They're talking about breach charges here. They're talking about breach charges. That's interesting. Interesting idea, but, I mean, power's over here, so that doesn't really gain them any better value by doing that. We'll have to see. Drazzy with the mop, I mean, you've got to, as the defenders, you've got to. That will guarantee you a solid, solid power and control. I mean, yeah, the attackers are talking about this like this big swing, but like by the time you get to about here, you'll kind of know what the tempo of the match is going, if that makes sense. Like if you can get to here, you clear offices and there's very little resistance, you're good. But I like this 3-2 split. I think that's a great... Was that a wall? Oh my god. When did they get that? Yo, are they gonna... Oh my... And the... Oh my god, they brought all of the utility. Round 1. Pogfish is throwing. And they have... Oh my god, and they have a clacker. They could use... Oh my god, they could use this as a bait. As soon as they hear somebody pop up, they could just... Boom. Oh my god. They have every power weapon that the attackers would have on round 2. This could not have gone any worse for Pogfish. This could not have gone any worse for Pogfish. So... Alright, well, let's see what happens. Marbles is going to place the wall breach on Toxic. I'm not sure if that's... Well, I mean, it's a 50-50. Either they're going to push Storage and then Office or Toxic. Like, it's going to be one of those two. So it's a 50-50. It looks like in this case, they made the wrong call. He's going to hear... Hang on. Marbles? Marbles? No. Okay. Doesn't get anything with that breach. I mean, that would have been nuts. That would have been so nuts. But he's going to hear it now. Toxic is going to check Toxic. The irony in that sentence does not miss me. Interesting smoke. I like it, though, because it does clear off a lot of space. It cuts off the two defenders on the northern side of Dock. Full team stacks up here in Storage. Are we missing? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fifth guy is just throwing crazy smokes. I love this, though. It's great. It's great division. It's cutting off the defensive or the attacking team from being able to do anything that they really need. Flashbangs go out. Guys are still kind of stacking up. This momentum isn't really the best for the attackers here as it's taking too long. Pogfish and Toxic, though, do get 2, which is nice. And they are able to at least get into Office now, but it does look like Robbie's going to hold them, that centerpiece. He's going to have to fight Lind for that last bit of Toxic, but oh my... This is just... It's a bunch of 1v1s. It's just a bunch of 1v1s. Like, there's no real cohesion. This is just players playing practically, like, casual matches. Lacking question mark goes down, and now it's a 3-on-1, and that's really more just because of how the dust settled. I mean, it looked like there was a plan, but the plan was just go out, get heads, Like, there really wasn't much else in that mind. Ooh, he sees him, and he gets him! Oh, but it's a trade. It's a trade as Lind does get the rotate and gets him. Lind getting double for his trouble. Matoy gets 1, Toxic gets 1, and Pogfish obviously with that opening pick. They re-got the clacker, so hey, net positive, I guess. Going into this third round. Oh, no, excuse me. That's the end of that. So Pogfish is now going to switch sides with Eclipse. Eclipse with the advantage. 2-1 defense rounds as oh my goodness, as it wasn't stuffed. Who was it? Either way, as one of the previous casters had said, winning the defense round is worth its weight in gold, because how often are you going to win attack rounds comparatively? You're generally winning your attack rounds. That's to be expected. Winning your defense rounds is huge, just more because of how much momentum it gives you. We saw that first round that we or the first match we casted literally came down to that one defense round. Clutched huge. Now, to be fair, the last round was also a W, but you know what I mean. Crazy. Let's see what the caster's got to say.
So, yeah. Now you can see, like, there's There's only the screen door through security, and then there's the red door down in manager. And if you don't take that red door, then yeah, just holding accounting is fine. And even if you do, like still, you can just hold accounting and like defend against the red door.
Great insight. So, what the casting team is kind of talking about here is obviously you have like 2 red doors that you can kind of make this giant push through and really kind of penetrate into vault, or just come in, blast everything, you know, in lobby. And there's a lot of different options that you have. Kek W. Key? Do you have a key? Let's see. So again, the teams have switched. Fogfish is now on the attack. And, oh my god, Eclipse is on the defense. I think it's Eclipse, right? I don't even know anymore. Hang on. I thought I had, oh, it's probably behind the overlay. Either way, it'll be fine. Oh yeah, it is Eclipse. It says that at the bottom, XD. 12 seconds before we get into our next push here. And yeah, it's gonna be a manager push, which is fine because again, as the casters were talking about, if it's a manager push, you just kind of back up into lobby, you defend the button, or if it's a lobby push, you just kind of back up into accounting and you just hold manager. Vault gets opened. Hello. Are we gonna deposit? How many defenders are we depositing into this? How many defenders are we depositing? Unless they're planning to play with the door open, which is, you know, that's aggressive. Are we gonna see a wallbang? Hang on, take a look at this. Now Uzis can wallbang. They get through the doors relatively comfy. No spray and pray so far. Hero gonna try and work his way through the smoke, just kind of doing some generic sprays. But yeah, look at this. They just all back up into lobby. You gotta hit the button. So they get into manager. You know, no quote-unquote trouble. There's a good barbed wire to stop security. And now we've got our defending team just playing for button. Barbed wire is going to be rough. Toxic does do a quick little peeky cheek. And as long as these attackers, you know, aren't able to get the button, it doesn't matter. They will never be able to get through. Barbed wire clears out, or excuse me, grenade clears out the barbed wire. And no, hang on. Do they not have a grenade? Oh, they don't have a grenade. Oh my god, this entire push is pretty much over now. They have to get through this door somehow, but okay, they got one. That's good. Now they just got to get through this barbed wire. Oh god, okay, there's the Molotov. That's going to push them out just a little bit longer. But the attackers are going to be at least in this door now. Spray and pray. Okay, there's a kill. So far, so good. Attackers with the not only numerical, oh no, excuse me, defenders with a numerical advantage in regards to total health. But hey, as long as you can shoot a gun, it doesn't quite matter. Yep, that's why, because now all that's left is Drazzy with what, like 10 HP, 15 HP at the most. I believe he still has to hit the button. Button has not been hit. 23, excuse me. 23 and me. So these defenders are going to just kind of back up, and I believe maybe, oh my god, that was so confident. Holy cow. Matoy just jumps the door just assuming he was going to be there. That was so aggressive. And a little bit of shopping ensues from the defensive team. So far, so good. This is oh my god, this is just, it's up in the air. I couldn't tell you who's winning right now. It seems like Pogfish is taking it, but then it looked like Eclipse. I mean, it's going to come down to these trades, really.
Gunfights and angles where you had no cover, no way to move. It was just a masterclass by the defense there. On a map that's very tough, but also defender side a little bit.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit defender side, but it was still very, very well played by POG here. Like, how they rotated out of accounting as soon as they hit the breach was just like, that was really, really nice. And they had a good hold on all the other rooms, found marbles who was trying to sneak in. Very well played. And now Eclipse is down a clacker and a door charge, and it's 2-2 overall. So it's not looking too bad for POG after a little bit of a rough start. So let's see what they do on Wolverine.
Yeah, rough start is an understatement, man. They lost all of their equipment, and then Eclipse managed to not kill anybody on that factory push, which was nuts. I'm so surprised that they didn't get anybody on that, but here we are. POG on the defense, Eclipse on attack. Thankfully, those are up there because I would have already forgotten their names. XD. Let's see. So, yeah, we're going to be on, again, the teams have just swapped. Same map as we had seen before, and you can kind of expect that someone's going to be on Perch. It might be an Igmar instead of like a mop, but that, again, that comes up to team preference. But okay, yeah, it is gonna be a mop. That makes sense, as Just again, that long range, being able to just kind of see over the space is always really nice. And do we see a saber? We do see saber on marbles. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have most of the power weapons kind of getting pulled out here. One grenade has already been used from the last round. Do they use the other one? It's kind of up to call. And then just some generic rifles, or I guess technically they're like submachine guns or something like that. But anyways. Barbed wire in observation, that makes sense. It's looking like they're going to be going for like a 5-man beach push, though. It doesn't look like they want to really... Yeah, it's going to be a 5-man beach push, which is a little bit scary, just more because of like this open space that they have to walk through, and then the guys that are up here in ruins could walk in, and it gets kind of ugly. What's going to really be important is this mop versus saber fight between Sosik and Marbles. Whoever wins that trade is going to almost determine the outcome because of the overall presence that those power weapons provide to like this very choky kind of space. Peaks they get checked, and here we go. This is the important bit right here. Dead. Saber's down. Now, again, another person can't pick it up, but, oh, you can see it. Yeah, they've got line of sight on this and everything. So Marbles is dead. Sosik has taken his head off. And now it comes down to Sosik is going to just absolutely terrorize this attacking team. This round is, I wouldn't say it's over, but you want to talk about a momentum killer. This is it right here. This is absolutely just neutered the attacker push. Another one? Ooh. Missed barely, but still, a miss is a miss, and being alive is always kind of nice. AP-25, that's what it's called. Again, they're just struggling. They're just struggling to try and figure out how to get here. Sosik is still alive, and this Molotov is making pushing agonizing. A minute left on the clock. That smoke is amazing to just blind them. Oh, flashbang go burr. But doesn't... No, they're getting up there. But it's 2 left, and now it's just Drazi with the saber. He wants to try and save this to save it. Oh, okay. Sosik dies. Pogfish versus Drazi. No, he doesn't. Holy cow, Drazi goes big. That's a triple. Hang on. We're not done just yet. We're not done just yet. HP-wise, it is in Matoy's favor, but I don't know if Drazi has any more ammo on the saber. He's only got this pistol. Oh my god, this is big. He does die. Oh, what was supposed to be a clean sweep turns into a very close fight. They're going to give up. Okay, they're going to give up the saber or the mop. Really? That's an interesting call. I'm very surprised by that. I don't know if they didn't use mop last round though. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's hear that from the casters.
He did not pick up the saber. He saved what was that? I think a KR maybe, or was it one of the long range defender weapons.
The long range rifle, yeah.
Did not pick up the saber. I think actually they forgot because I saw some circling last second before the map switched. So I guess they realized, oh wait, they must have the saber.
Yeah, Pogfish is definitely playing to their namesake. As very surprised by that decision to not pick up either the mop or the saber. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So. They've opted to just go for the absolute gamer move of not taking any ranged weapons on what will be a ranged map. Back on factory, here we go. Sinister Lion. Love that name. And again, there are only long range rifles available. So, AP-25s, Black Tars, Grubers if you're feeling spicy. But... It's going to be a light push. I like this. I mean, we haven't seen a light play from either team just yet, so it's good to see that they're getting creative with it. Do they have a clacker for office? I asked that unironically because I haven't seen them actually use... Neither team's really used the clackers in the traditional sense. Once it was just a breach toxic to try and get a pick, and then another time it was to, try and get the one-off breach for bank. Ranged weapons, but there are absolutely zilch, zero, none, nada snipers that are going to be in play. Now, if I'm Eclipse, I'm assuming that the defending team went back to go pick up the mop, so I'd be very worried about the ranged fights. But if you just looking at their smokes, they're kind of trying to break that momentum. It's going to be a split push of like it's either a 3-2 or a 2-3, depending on how they want to go with it. But it does make sense that they want to try and kind of break the line of sight of what would be the Mop player. Again, this is a push to try and break this space over here. They're going to open the garage. I don't know if they'll be able to see that. Awesome transition. Thank you. They do have breach and clacker. Okay, so we're good there. A lot of flashbangs, a couple smokes, or one smoke, and the wire cutter. So very cool to see that. Let's see how these guys go. Scoot down, please, just a little bit. I beg of you, map person guy. And there we go. Okay, so here comes the breach. Clickety-clack, the attack is back. And auto shotty go burr. Oh my god. If Toxic had just waited maybe like another 10 seconds or something, that would have been crazy. But alas, it doesn't work. Molotov goes big, gets one of them, and the defenders are holding their own here. Pogfish getting what they need. The attacker push has been blunted. They still haven't even gotten into office. You can see Marbles with the Clacker Breacher, and he's still just waiting. He's still waiting for this rotate that's never going to come. And look at this defending team. They are completely stacked, prepared for this. And there's only one left. Hero has to go big to try and get in. Yes, he does. Okay, Sosik is dead. So hopefully Marbles can come in and help his team because, hello, we need that help. But, oh my goodness, Sosik went huge with Pogfish there, getting a double and a single for their trouble. But again, now they're trapped. Look at this. They've got 3 defenders knowing exactly where they are. So unless they rotate, they have a minute to do it. But they need to get some rotates or something going here because the defending team knows. And yeah, they're just making it hell. Now, it's not over yet. They still have the bomb to play, and the power still is on. So there's a flare, but no flashes. Oh, this is just going to come down to trades. It's going to come down to who can click heads the best. And defending team has the advantage. I'd love to see a top-down POV to see where our team is. Looks like we have one of the attackers rotating, which is great. Marbles does go down, though, and there is the other one. So it's a 3 sweep here for Pogfish. Good God. And now it's going to be up to Eclipse. Sides are we're gonna get a new map set here, and oh, Lind gets some. XD, Lind gets some. Love it. Here the casters.
Came calm, basically went to the sides there, broke through the defense, the aggression of the defenses of the attackers, took them down, showed how it was done. Really, really great plays. Keeping calm, keeping cool, and even with the counterplay at the end there, good read from Pogfish to understand, hey, I hear something from the side, it's probably going to be an enemy. There's only 1v2 left, obviously, so it's easy to call that. But the fluctuation in trades back and forth, defense knew what they were doing, and they held it well.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that the Docs play did not go through. They got someone with the wall charge.
I'm not too surprised that the Docs charge didn't work out all that well. After, actually, I'm kind of surprised because after Toxic died, I was almost expecting the huge aggression move from the attackers, but it is what it is, you know. It worked. It didn't. The defenders kind of, or the attackers kind of lost their momentum, and it just crumbled. But here we are on Bank. Bank is the name of the game. Operation Anvil Shade. That's pretty cool, right? Now we're just kind of, let's just see what we get here. Looking like a manager push. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. And yeah, they're talking about that though. Look at how the defending team is kind of like circling the power button. They kind of know what's going to be up. It looks like they are expecting to have at least one person play long. I would love to see, do we have like an Igmar or something? Just this long, juicy angle here would be nuts. It would be utterly nuts. We only have shotguns, AKs, and the auto shotty on Toxic. So another potential rat move I would love to see. We love to see our rat gangs. Clickety clack and breachers. So it's going to be a manager push, most likely. So a good read here by the defensive team. They are kind of expecting to go from a southeast to north push. Vault is going to get opened. Oh, Toxic is going to sit. Okay, so they're going to deposit at least one defender here. Yeah, they're going to deposit at least one defender. So it's going to be a 5v4 until they get to the button. And then it's going to be all up to Toxic to just clutch it out, which is... It's a risky move. It's a very risky move. It's a high risk, high reward though, because if they are able to bleed it into a disparity, as in a 4v3 on the attack, then they're pretty much set to win it. But we'll have to see. Here comes the manager breach. There it is. Pogfish is going to hear that and back off. And manager is pretty much free reign here for the attackers. But that's kind of to be expected. I was so surprised that door did not like slam in his face. Wow, they are backing off very respectfully. They're giving a lot of space to these defenders or attackers, which that's a great move. I mean, you know, if there's no reason for them to push in and try and take those trades, why bother? And you can see this, like the attackers are all the way into accounting with no resistance. But look at this defense. Look at this arc. That is gorgeous from the defending team. But okay, there's the opening kill from Sosic. Defenders or attackers, excuse me, get in through lobby now, and it's gonna come down to these like this stagger game. 1:30 left on the clock, and another boy drops here for the defenders. Now they haven't hit the button yet. They don't know that Toxic is still sitting inside Vault. This is what I'm talking about. I don't really like this play because now again it's a 4v3, but really it's a 1v5. And Lind is holding against the world right now. One flashbang, one grenade, and that man's gone. He's just praying that they open the door. He doesn't, though, and they see, okay, Vault's open, we're missing one. Guess where that last guy is? Well, he's got to be in there. So Molotov hasn't gotten thrown. Or no, excuse me, one of the Molotovs has been thrown. Auto shot, he gets one. Not done yet. Another shot. Is he going to go for the reload? No, he knows he's got enough to check. Fire still going. Is that a grenade? That was a grenade. So barbed wire goes down. And now he's just got to play huge. Oh my God, he got a triple, but it's not enough. Oh my God, it was close. But again, this is what I'm talking about. When you put one guy in the vault, it's high risk, high reward. If they had gotten two of the attackers, that could have been Toxic's game to win. But it wasn't. And they're just kind of they're getting the defuse up to 99 so they can do some just last minute shopping, just looking for any kind of equipment, items, ammo, etc., etc. Are they going to take the auto shotty? That is a big question. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they don't take it, but it is kind of important, you know, to be mindful if you want to take it, because depending on how the next, you know, map goes, it could be viable to take it. It genuinely could be. But, you know, it looks like they're going to just opt to not take it, so that's totally fine. And they're going to grab the Grubers. And yeah, no, it looks like we're going to just move into the next round here. So let's hear from our caster duo.
City was very cornered in the northern part of the map. Lost some bad angles, obviously, but then, as I said, very smart play by them to not press the button, not allowing Lind to join the Toxic, because then it would have been a very different situation. If you have two people with shotguns in that room from two different angles, it's going to be very hard to clear it out. But yeah, they did not. They killed them one by one, and then pushed in afterwards, taking out Toxic as well. And it worked out great. So we're back to 4-3. Very, very back and forth match here.
But yeah, it is a very back and forth, that's for sure.
Match of tennis here. We're now on Operation Grand Jackal.
Operation Grand Jackal. So, ironically enough, we've actually seen this map before. 3-2. I wish it was a 3-3 so we can see a 6v6. That would be awesome. But it's not Overwatch, so, you know, Overwatch 1, the best Overwatch, because Overwatch 2 was just Overwatch 1 without the loot crates. Anyways, I'm assuming we're going to see a breach and a saber. I'm assuming is a very key word here. I like this. I like that they have the fire extinguisher to cover observation just in case. The question is, though, where are we going to see our mop player? Where's our mop going to sit? Where's the saber going to sit? Because that is the expectation. I'm assuming we're going to see a saber. I'm assuming we're going to see a mop. There's the mop on Sosic, an Igmar as well on Lind, so that's pretty sweet. But no saber on Eclipse. Interesting. Okay, well, let's just see how this goes here. A lot of, you know, alert check locations, a lot of flashbangs. Pretty good utility. Usually when I used to be playing, we'd like to try and take at least one, you know, one flash per person, and then double up on utility whenever anyone needed a clacker, the breacher, etc., etc. You know, it is what it is, but we'll have to see. We will see. We will see. No door charge, no power, which means that we're not going to have to worry about any sort of, you know, shenanigans with night play and or, you know, walls that you wouldn't normally expect to get breached. So fairly standard stuff, if you will. But let's see, where's our saber player? Sosic is playing up in the castle, so he's kind of playing where you'd expect, giving us some nice long, you know, lines of sight and rates of fire. Let's see where we go with this. They're gonna, neat, okay. So yeah, it says 3-2 stack, and interesting smoke idea. I don't know if that really did what it needed to. Looks like our guys on beach are going to get in. No issue. Have we seen a shot ring out? No, not just yet. So Sosic is looking. He's looking for them now. You can see he's kind of baiting around, but Toxic is keeping an eye on the two guys that are outside by the end of castle, but they haven't even committed. Hero goes down to the mop, so right off the get-go, a great start here. Pogfish could easily keep the two attackers back on beach, and Toxic does eventually get breached. He's getting pushed. He does go down finally, and castle has been breached. Bomb defusal, hello. Wow, that's a quick little defuse there, if you don't mind. They're just sticking it, and I mean, oh my god, what has happened to these defenders? They can't even stop the defuse. All that's left is Lind. I want to see the top-down view. What happened? How did they all just fall apart like that so quickly? I mean, what happened to Sosic? Oh my god, poor man didn't even get a chance to throw his Molotov. So Mop is gone. Saber is still an option, and that was a quick. I mean, that started off much more confident from Eclipse. I mean, good god, what happened to Pogfish that one? They were so set up and ready to go, but just crumbled. They just crumbled at the first sign of resistance. I seriously think as soon as castle was breached, and well, that was loud, rude ass thunder. As soon as castle got breached, I think the defenders just lost faith. Okay, so it's not even raining. Rude ass. I thought there was like thunder or something, but it might have just been like a box that tumbled and fell somewhere, and I just heard it because, you know, I'm hyper fixated on noise and stuff right now. But I'm very, very impressed with that rally from Eclipse. This is a mess. If you look at the score screen, you can see it. Pogfish is doing better on defense than attacking, but it's literally a net even here for Eclipse. They are both as good on attacking as they are on defending. It just depends on how they're feeling that day. 3-0, Tempest Claw. We got this nice big entrance here to try and push Teller, like right in the middle. It's a very weird kind of Teller where like you're safe if you want to try and like, you know, give some good calls, but like once they get past about here or here, you're kind of SOL and you need to back up. But if you do that, you're going to get shot. Depending on which way the door goes, you might be able to escape. But my guess is it probably opens this way, like to the left, so which means you're stuck going to the right. And these are all half-size shelves, so people could shoot over and gun you down. Teller's not the best spot for it to be in if you're a defender, but it could work. It could work. Power's on the other side of the map next to bomb. So if they're, you know, absolutely crazy goobers, they could like blast the door storage, wall charge liquor, and then just speed run for bomb. But it looks like they're going to go from a south to north kind of push style, which I think is probably the more sophisticated strategy. But 4-4 is the score, and we'll have to see how it do, what it is. Lots of barbed wire and very good defensive spots. You know, any grenades to answer for those? Yes, one grenade, so we'll be good there. And the wire cutter or the wire melter thing. Toxic gets some good. Probably did a shutters open bait and then kill, which was great move by them. Hero got in somehow already, which is crazy. But yeah, great initial pickoff by Toxic. That obviously gives defender advantage, which is nice. And Hero gets Toxic, so trade blood for blood here, but Marbles is like one sneeze from death. Thinking about throwing that flash. Oh, there's the wire cutter. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Such a great little feature. And, well, right now, I have to say, at least on paper, it's a defender advantage for total health, but we've seen crazier comebacks here as looks like we're going to have our attackers trying to sneak in. Defenders are probably in really good back defensive locations. Remember, bomb isn't even here. It's not in this lobby space. We do have NVGs, but I mean, Jesus, the attackers have to fight tooth and nail just to get to the power outage. But here we go. Matoy again on that rotate, trying to get in. Oh, he does. Okay, he is safe. Gets this crazy goofy rotate and shotgun. Nope, he misses. But that's fine. He's buying time, continuing to just get these crazy trade outs, and all that's left is lacking with what, 4 HP? So they probably, I think, oh, he's sneaking, he's sneaking, and he's dead. Great round for Pogfish. Again, very defensive sided, but they get to pick up those NVGs. And sadly, there's only 3 of them, so like they won't be able to get a full team worth of NVGs, but that's kind of fine, honestly. You get to burn all this stuff. Oh, goodness. But they'll switch. Let's hear the casters.
It could just be that they're kind of playing on tough sides to kind of hit shots on, and defenders are kind of keeping it cool, lining up shots. But still, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not even sure I fully agree with that. Like, it seems like Eclipse is also taking a lot of gunfights. But you're right, POG seems to be a bit ahead when it comes to gunfights for sure. But yeah, overall it's just a big back and forth. Like, both teams come out of nowhere with a good plan and execution, and all of a sudden the tables have turned again. So it's 5-4 now. We're going in the last half set, I guess. So POG won. All right.
Coming down to the wire here for these both attacking and defending team. Pogfish currently on the they have like the leading edge, but I mean honestly for how tough these matches have been going, it could go either way. Now we haven't seen Eclipse really get a fair chance, but if you take a look at the score, the only time POG is actually winning their rounds is on defense. So attack might not be their bread and butter. 4, 5, 6, 7. So if Eclipse is able to just straight strongman these next 2 rounds or these next 3 rounds, it could be all over. But that's tough one. Hang on. Excuse me. I have the sniffles. Breathing in dry air really dries out your sinuses, man. I tell you that much. But 3-2. It's a heavy left Eclipse defense. Yeah, I mean they're kind of just expecting these guys to just kind of come in here from manager, which it makes sense. I mean, you get a free breach, you get a free lobby door, so no reason to use a breach there, and you definitely don't want to waste a breach to try and get this like cutoff point, which I mean obviously like it gets you to about here, but if a guy's sitting here, you're still kind of wasting the breach, you know what I mean? So fingers crossed they're able to get something constructive done. Vault gets opened, and this time two defenders are going to get deposited, so hopefully they can accrue some interest. 2 Grubers, so it's going to be a 3-on-5 as this round opens. No way they're actually going to be pushing for the vent. No way, Jose. You've got to be memeing me, bro. They're doing it. Wow, they're actually going to go for the vent. Okay, well, let's see what happens. They're going to hear this. They're going to hear the vent get breached. And then they're going to hear the door get the vent get kicked or shot or whatever. So they're in. Let's see what Pogfish can do with this. I mean, they need to get at least like the next 2 rounds are the only 2 rounds that they need to get. They only need to get 2 to win. And it gets open. So now the defending team knows that these guys are here. They at least hear them. Other team kind of pushes through lobby. Makes sense. A good kind of split. And now as long as they can force the defenders to stay on the left side of the map, they got door. There's only 2 players deposited in here. So let's see if they can accrue any interest. They got to get rid of this barbed wire. No! Marbles goes down to Toxic. Toxic's going to have to back up potentially and let one more trade go off here. Oh no, Toxic is the only player that's certified a Hood Classic to try and push in. Sosic does get another one. And right now there's only 1 man left here on defense, but these attackers could potentially, there's the grenade to clear out the barbed wire. They could just dogpile this last guy on, or they could dogpile Drazzy. Here's the peek. It's a good angle. Oh, it's close, but no. There's 1 man left. There's 1 man. 2v1. Here we go again. It's a repeat of the last round. And, oh, God. No, he gets 1. Hang on. Oh, my God. Pogfish clutches it up for Pog CG. That was a lot more divided than I thought it would be. A lot more division, but it worked out pretty well for them. Pogfish managed to get in there, get that the vent break, and I'm surprised that we saw such like we didn't see much rotation here from the defensive team. They really just trusted the 2 guys in vault to just clutch it up, and to be fair, they kind of did. It just came down to Pogfish just being slightly better than Drazzy in that last situation with just a little bit more health. So good for him. Let's hear from the casters.
I think Toxic taking out Marbles in Vault early was very crucial, because that means there's only 1 guy left in Vault, and that is the other 3 who are all the way across the map in a very, very tough position, because they now have to move and all the attackers are in front of Vault. So, and yeah, 4v1 is obviously not going well for them. Then there was some confusion in the smoke there, but in the end it worked out for POG. And now they're going with the 6-4 head start into these last 2 rounds. So it's a very comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, this is a nice one for POG CG here, ultimately. Now on the Operation Grand Jackal.
Grand Jackal. Alrighty. So, do or die for Team Eclipse here. Can they clutch it out? Can they get that bread? Can they? That is going to be the question on everyone's mind, as it's going to be a 3-2. They gotta go big. What is it? Goodness gracious. Eclipse has to win this round and the next round to tie, just to tie. And if they don't, well, it's going to be POG CG's big CGW. Alrighty, let's see what we're seeing. So, Mop is going to go on Marbles. Saber is going to be on So-Sick, so we're going to have that little engagement again. But it kind of looks like we're going to potentially have either a 3 or a 5-man beach. No, we have Clacker. Okay, so it's going to be the exact same as we saw with the beach castle push. Can Eclipse handle getting, forked? Pogfish didn't. No, Pogfish did pretty good. Eclipse struggled with it. It's kind of weird how you can see that. Oh, you can actually see. Oh, that's a weird little spot, isn't it? And let's see. So he does see at least 2 going beach. Not surprising. And then the other 3 are going to be going castle. So it's going to be a 3 castle commit, which it makes sense. That's kind of the right move. Good Molotov. Mop is watching beach super close. Holy shit, that's close. That is that is super fucking close to it. But I'm so excited to see how Marbles does against So-Sick. Whiffs the first shot, and Marbles goes down, so that's it. Mop is gone. And that was just, I'm so fascinated by that play from Marbles. I mean, yeah, he's dead. Don't worry about him. But now Bomb. Ooh, okay, hang on. We're not done just yet. There's still, Robbie is still on site. He's confused as hell by the smoke, but like, as long as they're defending Bomb site, it doesn't particularly matter. 4 attackers left, 3 of them in castle, probably still working their way through. 4 defenders alive. No, hang on, it's a 3rd rotate. Oh my god, Lind is just stuck. He needs like a grenade or something. They're actually look at this bait. Hang on. Oh no, he's dead. Hang on. That could be the end of this. Oh my god, these trades are going everywhere. Right now, I mean, attacker advantage on base is just fine, but hang on, there's 1 left. That's it. That's game. POG CG have taken it with 54 seconds to live. And we're good. Let's bring it over to the casters and see how they're feeling. Also, hi, Tass. Casting Prodigy back at it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, Lamau, Scala going down, and he just mowed them right on down.
Bonjour.
Top there, just straight through, and just wiped them clean. So, good plays there from Matoli Rocket KR. Does that.